포항대동 Middle School, third year. This is our English class. Well, I gotta say, online teaching is very strange, okay? I really miss my students. I'd rather be teaching in the classroom. This is very awkward and strange. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, but please, let's do our best. I'll try to do my best as well. Today, what I want to do is teach one part language, and the second part will be a story that I will tell you. Okay? The first part, language. Well, that's one of my favorite things, is linguistics. This is the study of language. Using this, we can look at the sounds that a language makes. In English, we have many vowel sounds, right? The 5 letters, but those letters make different sounds. But this is very confusing. What does this mean? Don't worry, relax. I have a color vowel chart. You will see, well, it's hard to see on this presentation, but I think if you go to the school's website, you can download and it'll be easier to see. So you can later download, rewatch, and it'll be a little bit easier to follow. But we can see the colors green, blue, red, gray, black, and a few others. These colors help you pronounce American English. What do you mean? Green tea. This is the E sound. When you see a word that is written in green, you know it's the E sound. It matches, right? It's the same. Green, E. Down here, black cat. A word that's written in black, you will use that A sound, ah, black cat. When you see a red word, eh, that's the sound the vowel will make. Blue moon, the U sound, oo, blue moon. Any word written in blue, the vowel will make that sound. So this is a way to help you get better at speaking, your pronunciation, specifically American English. Okay? So, today we're going to look at the 5 vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and some of their pronunciations. So for A, we have black cat for that ah sound. You hear that a lot in American English. Ah. My name, Brandon, right? Ah. Bed, hat, backpack, all have ah. The words are in black. Black cat. Ah. Red dress. When you see a red word, use the eh sound. Bed. Head. Lesson. Telephone. If a word you see is in silver, the silver color, we have the I sound. I. Tin, fish, chicken, imagine. When you see the olive color, not green, okay? Remember, green is the E sound. It looks like green, a little different. Olive. This is the O sound. Olive. Sock. Dog, mop, boxing, opposite. When you see the olive color, make the O sound. Ah. Last one, the U sound is a cup of mustard. Right? The cup, of mustard. Words like duck, ugly, puppet, and button. Today, we are going to practice a tongue twister called Betty Botter. Here we will use all of the vowels, A, E, I, O, U. In the tongue twister, you will see the words. If they change colors, that is the sound you should make. It's black, batter, red, better, silver, bitter, olive, butter, mustard, butter. Okay? Batter. This is when you're making a cake. Before you put it into the oven, this is what you mix. Right? You're mixing the cake batter. Then you put it in the oven and bake a cake. Better, right? Things are getting better. Good, better, best. Bitter is a taste, right? It tastes kind of bad. Botter is her name. I'm Mr. Gilmore. She's Betty Botter. And I think, or I hope, you know what butter is, right? This is butter. So we'll practice. Today we will do 4 lines. And next week we will continue. This is a long tongue twister. So for today, only 4 lines. And you can see we have the olive color and the mustard color. So we know, oh, those are the sounds we should make. Let's practice. Betty Botter bought some butter. What did she do? She's buying butter. She bought some butter. Betty Botter bought some butter. Again, mustard. Silver. But she said this butter's bitter. The taste, it's not good. It's bitter. It tastes bad. But she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, black, batter. If I put it in my batter, black, silver, it will make my batter bitter. The taste of my batter is bad because of the bad tasting butter. Right? Again, it will make my batter bitter. Those are the 4 lines. So let's do all together. It's a lot, but we can do it. We'll go slow, and we'll do again, faster, 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 and we'll see what we can do. Let's try. Betty bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. Okay, a little bit faster. Betty bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. Let's do 2 more times. A little bit faster. Betty bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. Good. Last time, try as fast as you can. Are you ready? Here we go. Betty bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. All right? So that's all for today for the language part, right? This is to help you with sounding more like an American. This is for American English, the color vowel chart. Next week, we will continue this tongue twister. This is just the beginning. We will get on, do more next time. The second part of our class is storytelling. All right? I really like tall tales. These are stories that are a little unbelievable. They are kind of amazing. The characters, the people, do amazing things. But sometimes the people are real people. Sometimes the people are not real, fictional. We have these 3 are my favorite: Paul Bunyan, John Henry, and Pecos Bill. Today we're talking about John Henry. He's probably my favorite of the 3. If you want to learn about Paul Bunyan or Pecos Bill, you can go and watch my videos from yesterday and Tuesday. Yesterday I talked about Paul Bunyan. Tuesday we learned about Pecos Bill. Today, John Henry. Now, who is this guy? John Henry was born in North Carolina or Virginia. It's not quite clear because he was born into slavery. Then America had a war between the North and the South. After the war, John Henry became a free man, a free person. He got a job as a steel driver. It's hard to see, but a steel driver works for the railroad. They lay the tracks, the railroad tracks. His job is to take a big hammer and hit holes into the ground. It's very hard work. Very hard and slow work. Before we start our story, let's learn some vocabulary. Challenge. Something that's hard, difficult. Math can be challenging. Math can be hard. Pushing a big rock up a mountain, that's very challenging. That's very difficult. Compete. Competition. To compete. to see who's better. My team versus your team. We are competing. And steam. This is the hot air that comes out of your teapot. When water is boiled, it makes steam. So again, challenge. Something that's difficult is a challenge. Oops. Compete. To see who's better, a competition. Steam. It's the hot air when you boil water. Like I said, John Henry was a steel driver. He worked for the railroad company. One challenge about the railroad, making the railroad, are mountains. What do? Do you go around it? Maybe it's too far. Do you go over it? Again, that might be too difficult. A solution is to go through it by making a tunnel. This isn't easy, especially when you don't have machines. A long time ago, men would take big hammers and another person would hold a spike, a long spike. One person would hit the spike, the other person would turn it so that it would drill into the mountain. You drill into the mountain, put in some dynamite, explosives, have it explode, and you are making a tunnel. Now this is very slow. In one day, maybe you can go 3 meters. Maybe 4. In one day. One day, a salesman comes to the mountain and he says, I got a new machine. It's a steam drill. It can work faster and better than anybody here. Well, John Henry, he is the best. He is the fastest. He is the strongest. So they have a competition. They compete. They want to see who can drill the farthest into the mountain for 1 hour. After 1 hour, whoever goes the furthest is the winner. Well, they start. John Henry picks up 2 hammers and he is going faster and stronger than anybody has ever done. After 1 hour, the steam engine, the steam drill, went 3 meters. John Henry went 2 meters, but he made 2 2-meter holes, making it 4. A total of 4. John Henry is declared the winner. Everybody was happy. This means they get to keep their jobs. The machine has to go away. The men can stay and work building the railroad. But John Henry worked too much, too fast, too hard. After the competition and everybody was cheering, he fell over and he died. We have a tombstone for him. And that's the story of John Henry. It's a man who worked harder than anybody else because he wanted to save his friends' jobs. His job too. I think this is my favorite story, and I wanted to save my favorite for the third year students. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week, it's a holiday, so we won't have class together. So I will see you in 2 weeks. Have a good time. Bye-bye.